Hey guys, so I'm talking to you tonight about the Candy family. This is the Oklahoma family that was a family murder-suicide, another family annihilation, where the dad unalived the wife, her 3 sons, before the last surviving child that was 10 years old woke up and found all of his loved ones, all of his family, no longer living. Jonathan Candy, 42, fatally shot his wife, Lindsay Candy, 39, and 3 of their 4 children, aged 18, 14, and 12, on April 22nd before dying by his own hand. It is unknown, utterly and totally unknown, why the youngest, the 10-year-old son, was left to live as the sole survivor. This little boy was sleeping, and he woke up and came out to find his mom, his 3 siblings, and his dad all gone. I really, really hope that this boy gets all the help that he needs, because he's gonna need it. So, Jonathan Candy, first to Lindsay Candy, and then the 3 of their 4 children. The article in People magazine reads out, an Oklahoma mother and 3 of her sons were found dead earlier this week after being fatally shot by her husband, who then turned the weapon on himself. According to Oklahoma City Police, Jonathan Candy, age 42, carried out the massacre of his wife, Lindsay, and 3 of their 4 children, Dylan, 18-year-old, Ethan, who's 14 years old, and Lucas, who's 12, after an argument inside their family home on April 22nd. Authorities later revealed that the couple's 10-year-old son was the sole survivor and was the one who called 911. Now, what makes this even scarier, guys, is there's no flags. There were no flags as of right now, anyways. They had never received any calls to the family home prior to that morning, that day. No history of any domestic reports. And sadly, it's being said that we may never know the reason. At a press conference, police shared that the couple's 10-year-old son woke up that morning to find 5 bodies and then to call 911 around 9:35 in the morning. The boy said everyone inside the home appeared to be dead, according to police. According to ABC News, Oklahoma City Police Sergeant Gary Knight said the boy was in his room, sleeping with the door closed and a box fan on during the murders, presumably muffling any sound. There is no indication he didn't sleep through it, Knight said, according to the outlet. Police confirmed that he's now staying with a relative. Now, there was also a statement released, guys, from the family, and they are in shock. They are in utter shock. Now, this was on April 23rd again, and I just want to say Jonathan Candy, the one who is said to have done this, is described as goofy, funny. The statement reads, our entire family has been left shattered and confused with so many questions we won't ever know the answers to. The statement reads, according to the outlet, Jonathan was the one whose jokes and goofy attitude kept everyone smiling. Aside from these events, his children and wife were his entire life. The statement then continues, I simply cannot fathom what went on, but please hug your family tight. It's going to be a very long healing process for everyone affected. That's really the only advice that you can give, and the advice that matters. Hug your family tight. Whether your children are dogs or cats, or whether your children are little people. Whether you have no kids, whether you're living on your own, you have relatives, friends. Sometimes family isn't DNA. Hug them more. Hold them close, because one day we're all gonna be gone. Just nobody seemed to expect it for this young mother and her children. Police are also saying they believe the dad hunted down the family before the murders. Oklahoma Police Sergeant Gary Knight said at a press conference, "Make no mistake, what happened in that residence was nothing short of a massacre. The children were hunted down and unalived." K-word. Now, there was also an interview on the news that was right there in Discover, Oklahoma. They appeared in an interview less than 2 years before this. And to be honest, they looked just like every other family. They literally looked like a happy couple, smiling, and it didn't seem forced. In the November 26th episode of 2022, the couple were described as regular customers of the bakery and deli in Yukon, Oklahoma, where the show was highlighting the eatery. Those who knew the family spoke out at a vigil held by Ethan's baseball team on April 23rd. TJ Armstrong, the head coach of the Mustang Misfits, described the Candy family as your all-American family. "I could live 100,000 lifetimes and never expect this out of that," he said to KOKH-TV. And guys, it's statement after statement of the same.
Thunder official that Jonathan worked
Wyatt Levy identified as Ethan's best friend. He told the outlet, "I could never have imagined that ever in my whole entire life. I'm still in shock." Rhonda Armstrong goes on to describe herself as Team Mom, added, "At this point, I just wish the nightmare would be over. I wish it was all a bad dream and that we would wake up and they would all still be here." Now, there is a GoFundMe that was created by the surviving 10-year-old's uncle. He thanked people for the support of his nephew. He said, "We spent time with our family this weekend, and my nephew was able to be surrounded by love and thankfully some of his friends during this trying time." And that was by the boy's uncle, Brent Remorowski. Sorry if I said that wrong. He wrote this on an update on the GoFundMe on April 29th. "All the attention has made me reflect on the road ahead and what will happen when all of this attention goes away and what's left is the reality of the situation. I guess that's when the real work will start, and the donations you are making now will be the most meaningful to my nephew." Honestly, he couldn't have used any other words to explain that would actually explain what's going to happen to this poor boy. The money raised for the fundraiser will go towards funeral expenses for the 5 family members, counseling, education, and the general welfare. Anyone with information on this case is asked to call Oklahoma City Police Department's homicide tip line at 405-297-1200. If you're experiencing domestic violence, call the domestic violence hotline at 1-800-799-7233. You can also go to thehotline.org.